On this week's show, we catch up with Michelle Fontaine at the Camp Taylor Campground in Columbia, New Jersey, where she meets up with Janine Pettit, founder of Girl Camper, and learns all about this fast-growing organization. Also, we join Michelle on a tour of the Camp Taylor Campground, along with an interesting visit to the adjoining Lakota Wolf Preserve. Then, we visit with Jon Krider, Vice President of Product Development at Thor Motor Coach, and check out the all-new Tellaro Class B motorhome. Later, we'll join Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101, our source for everything you need to know about RVs and RVing, and see what they have in store for us this week. Rollin on TV is sponsored by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating over 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Begin the journey. If you haven't noticed, there are more and more women enjoying camping and RVing. Let's join Michelle and Janine and find out all about Girl Camper.
Hi, Michelle here from Rollin on TV, and we're staying at a campground called Camp Taylor in Columbia, New Jersey. And I've just bumped into someone I've been trying to bump into for a while, Janine Pettit. I messaged Janine yesterday and I said, we're going to New Jersey to camp for our first night on our cross-country trip. And then what happened?
And then I said, well, how far away are you? And you say, yeah, I'm 130 miles from Columbia, New Jersey. And the girl campers are up here this weekend. We're having a gorgeous fall camp out. Come on down. We'll make you feel at home. Yeah.
Tell us about Girl Camper.
Girl Camper is an organization that really helps women get out there. Our tagline is we going places and doing things. But now you're looking at all the girl camping groups out there, right? Mm-hmm. There's the Mitten Kittens and the Getaway Gals and all these groups. And I thought, you know what? There's all these women and they're looking at all the groups on Facebook and they're going, this looks like so much fun, but how do I get started? Yeah. So I noticed that nobody was really educating women on safety with the RV. Mm-hmm. I was observing and I saw all these women just buying vintage trailers, hitching them up, no idea what they weigh, no idea the condition of them, not having them inspected, you know. And I'm guilty of this myself because I got bit by the bug. I got a vintage trailer. I drove that thing for 2 years. I never checked the tires once. It didn't even occur to me. So I thought, I want women to do this, but I want them to do it safely. Mm-hmm. So I started creating content that had to do with the safety of girl camping. And then I started a podcast, a weekly podcast. So I just recorded episode 190, ranging in topics from what is gross vehicle weight rating and why is it important, to how do I meet girls to go camping with? And just interviews with women who had the dream and did it. Just so inspiring to other women. So we created Girl Camper as a means for people to find other people to camp with and to mainly to just be safe, create an educational component to the whole girl camping world.
Last night around the campfire we met 3 ladies, 3 girl campers. One had a regular minivan.
I know who you
And she said, I was so inspired by Janine's podcast. It's a matter of just go and do it in whatever you have.
Yeah.
And another one has a truck with a tent set up, planning on an RV.
Yeah.
It's don't wait till you get the perfect vehicle.
So we have this saying, there's no wrong way to camp like a girl. So I don't want people to have the impression that if you're going to be a girl camper, you've got to have some tricked out vintage trailer with all the bells and whistles, or some big Class A motorhome. If you want to be outdoors, we want you to come, and we don't want you to wait.
Right.
So this woman with the minivan you're talking about, her name is Laureen, and she had written me a letter, and I said, you know, she said, I'm raising kids, I don't have any money for a trailer. Can you suggest something? So I said, you know, when we host events, we always try to choose a campground in which there are cabins for rent. If there's no cabins, I said, do you have a minivan? And she said, yes. I said, well, throw all the seats out of it, put a twin bed in it, and just come. There's no perfect timing. Just come. So her husband surprised her. He wanted her to do this so badly. She's just a great mom. She was also taking care of a mom with Alzheimer's. She needed respite time. And there is so much in the power of female friendships and just getting away for a weekend with the girls, not being responsible for feeding people, just sitting around the campfire. And her husband, he's a woke guy, he got that. He surprised her and took her up to Cabela's, outfitted the whole inside of that minivan with a cot and bedding and a camp stove and an easy up, and she joined us, and she camps with us 5 or 6 weekends a year now, and it's just a great time out. It's rejuvenating, it's restoring.
Janine, I hear there's something new coming along with Girl Camper.
Did a little bird tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, you twisted my arm.
Yes.
What I did is I took Girl Camper and we created Girl Camper chapters. So now we have the Girl Camper Front Range in Colorado, and the Texas Girl Campers in the Ohio, West Virginia, and New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and Delmarva, Virginia, Florida. And these Girl Camper chapters are going to help mentor women in their area because we're educational. And also, they are the experts in tourism for their area. So if you decide, I'm going to go visit the Rocky Mountains, get onto Girl Camper Front Range, you can find out where to camp, where to rent things, where to get something repaired, all the information. And all of our girls are creating their own content in their own stories. And they're picking up the slack because I can't be everywhere.
Smart. But girlcamper.com will be where all these places will be tied together.
All of our Girl Camper chapters, you can get to them there. And then if you decide to go camping in that area, and in addition to telling all about their area, they're also reviewing gear and talking about whatever kind of trailers they tow, all kinds of great RV information as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, yeah, it's exciting. We've been working at it a long time, and it's going to be really fun.
We've covered a lot, Janine, but what's next for you?
I am heading your way this year because everyone is always talking about quartzsite. That's where the whole RV world goes in January, and I'm going this year. My good friends over at Lance Truck Campers, I love Lance. They are going to give me a truck camper, and I'm going to tool around down there. I'm going to driveway camp at your house, and then hopefully I can twist your arm, and you will go with me down to Quartzsite.
Oh, we plan to do a story at Quartzsite because now we can stay with the Girl Campers.
I'm going to take that Lance 650 on a Ford F-150 diesel, and I'm going to do Quartzsite in that whole area.
Solo woman, don't you love it?
Solo woman traveler.
Love it.
I do things.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you, Michelle. It was great getting together like this.
I know.
What a great day God gave us. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Aqua Cam toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
While staying at Camp Taylor, we learned that right up the hill, are you ready for this, is a wolf preserve. So of course we had to check it out.
This is our first pack of wolves. These are timber wolves. Timber wolves anywhere from a blonde to a black color. Lots of different colored pounds. The females are about 80 to 90 pounds. A lot of us have dogs at home which are well over 100 pounds. Most people think of a wolf, they think of a big massive dog. Actually, they're very skinny animals. These guys are waiting for their morning snack. Today they're getting sirloin steak cubes cut up. As you can see, their homes are large enough where they could go to the other end and hide. We sure couldn't raise any money if everybody's looking at an empty compound. Give them a reward for coming down to the fence. About 10 wolves in every 100 will be born black. They say they can smell almost a mile away in the woods. That's all the way back down past the campground. Wolves, in fact, are so afraid of humans, there's never been a case of a wolf attacking a human in the United States, ever. It's all from folklore and fairy tales. Unlike some other animals, which might not accept an infant back in that has the smell of a human on it, Wolves will take any puppy into their pack, even if it's not their own. They're a family animal. They love pups, love to take care of them. Even in cases where they've taken a domestic puppy into their pack. It's being the kind of dog we have at home, because they feel no threat from a little puppy, but they do feel threatened by a full-grown adult.
Camp Taylor is located in the beautiful mountains of northwest New Jersey. It has 150 sites of 400 acres of pristine forest, and within Camp Taylor is the privately owned Lakota Wolf Preserve.
Welcome to Camp Taylor.
Jean and Clayton Taylor, who own this campground. Clayton's father built this pond like 50 years ago. To me, this is the nature lover's campground. This is an old-fashioned campground where it's about camping. It's got a cute little store up there where you can get an ice cream cone. There's no like bouncy pillows here and stuff, and we sit out here at night and you can hear the Lakota wolf howling. It's just a beautiful, natural campground. This is how I camped when I was a kid.
Yeah, and there's like 350 acres here.
Yeah, it's really, really big. The hiking is fantastic here. You can get to the Appalachian Trail from this property. If you hike all the way up to the top, you can connect to the Appalachian Trail, or you can get in your car and drive about 6 miles away to the big parking lot and pick up the trail there. So you could do a nice day hike on the Appalachian Trail, but there's beautiful trails right here on this property, and it's a good hike.
So they offer electric and water at some sites, but no septic.
We're right on the border here, the Delaware Water Gap. So we're right across the river is the Poconos, and here we're in New Jersey. And this is solid rock, so it's very hard to build the septic here.
Oh.
So most campgrounds in this area, you're not going to get septic on your site.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that never bothers me here. They have a honey pot here. So if you get full, they'll come and dump your tank for you, and you don't have to hook up and take it to the station. But
Perfect.
they have such nice bathrooms here that I don't even just go down there and use them. You can go into Strasbourg and do all the museums and antique shops and have a great lunch. So there's a little bit of everything.
But look at those
I know, how
family out there.
I don't want to go around again.
As we were saying goodbye to owner Clayton Taylor, he gave us one more great tip. Don't follow your GPS to get here.
The Mount Pleasant Road is a very steep hill coming up. We do not recommend trailers come that way. On our website and all of our camping directories tell you to come up Benton Road, Wishing Road, up to Mount Pleasant. It's about 3 miles longer, but the hill is not nearly as steep. So make sure you don't follow your GPS, follow our direction.
Of course, Laurie and I did take Mount Pleasant Road, and it really was quite steep. Our unit is fairly light, so we got there no problem. But do follow the directions on their website if you have a big rig. Of course, it seemed like a fun idea to take it down.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the new Thor Tellaro Class B motorhome. At Forest River, we not only build great RVs, we build award-winning RVs. Check out our complete product line at forestriverinc.com. Forest River. Begin the journey. At Norcol, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norcol refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norcol RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norcol.com.
Hey, I'm Jon Krider from Thor Motor Coach, and we are sitting in the brand new Tellaro motorhome. We're really excited about this because it's a new entry into the B-van market. Earlier this year, we introduced the Sequence. The Tellaro is the follow-up project, and the Tellaro has a few different features than what the Sequence has. And I think the first thing that you'll look at, when you look inside of this motorhome, it's very bright, it's very cheery. Whether you're looking at the cab seats, you're looking at the paneling that we used, whether you're looking at the flooring, the countertops, everything is very light and very bright. And I think that's a huge advantage that Thor Motor Coach has because we have a female designer. And with our female designer, she goes through and she looks at it and she looks at the trends in the market, but then she also goes back and she figures out how can she take those trends that come out of a large area and put them into a small area like a motorhome. So we're in this small B van. This floor plan is called the 20AT. It's pretty exciting because it's got 2 captain's chairs. They flip around, makes into a living space. Then this dinette that I'm sitting on, this is a 2-person booth dinette, and it's the first B van that we have that has 3-point seat belts. So we're pretty excited about that. And of course we do all the testing and all the pull testing for the seat belts. So these are gonna be safe for anybody traveling on them. And then when you work your way back through the vehicle, you're gonna see lots of places for storage. So B vans inherently are small, but we try to make them as big as possible on the inside. So you got lots of drawers, lots of cabinets, overhead, below the cabinets. And then of course you have a pretty unique bathroom situation where you have a mid-bath, it's an all-in-one bath. And from there you've got a nice timbre door that covers up the entry in and out of it, so you have privacy. And then in the back of the vehicle, you have more or less what is a king-size bed. So you have a very large bed back there, and the bed comes in more or less 3 pieces. There's 3 cushions, so you can actually flip up the center cushion, and now you've got storage. So if you've got something big, like a kayak or fishing poles or oars for your canoe, you can put all that right down the center, and you're taking it with you. And then when you get to wherever you're camping, there you go. You just pop it out the back, or you just take the bed, flip it down over the top of it, and you can still keep all your belongings inside. You know, some of the other things that we do on this vehicle is this is our first entry into a lithium battery system. We call it the Reliable Power System by Thor Motor Coach, and we've partnered with a company called Mastervolt, and Mastervolt is really large into the industrial space and also the marine space, and we have 11,000 watts of electricity on this. Now that's an option, and this option gives you 2 batteries, it gives you a underhood alternator, it gives you an auto start for the engine, and it is going to be the largest battery pack that there is out there in the market for the ProMaster chassis. The reason we went with Mastervolt is because they have more than 40,000 batteries currently in the market, and so they've got a proven track record since 2008 of putting these kind of batteries out into the market that are made for vehicles. They're not made for in your house or storage areas that don't move. They're made for mobile environments. They also have the system is all 12 volt. We don't have to do any converting from 58 or 48 volts like you see in the automotive space. So the 12 volt is something that consumers in the RV market and also dealers in the RV market understand. So we think from a reliability and then also from if anything ever has to be serviced on the vehicle, it's be quite simple at 12 volt because there won't be any conversion that a dealer needs to worry about. Now that highlights pretty much the majority of things on the inside. Now if we move to the outside's got a ton of features too. So on top of this vehicle, we have a pop top. So Thor Industries purchased Erwinheimer Group, which is a big motorhome manufacturer in Germany. And obviously they had some really great ideas for small motorhomes that they do overseas. And we were able to take some of those ideas and add it here to the Tellaro van. So there is a queen size sleeping space that's up above the van. And above the van, you can pop the top up when you get somewhere. It's tent material. It's got a fiberglass roof on the top, and it's got little windows that zip down. So if you're on the beach out in California, or you're headed down to Florida and it's nice and cool in the spring, you can open it up and kind of enjoy the outdoors on the indoors. We also use all Thule products on the outside, so your awning, your roof ladder, your bike rack on the back are Thule, and of course that's a name brand that most people are going to see if they've ever been to an REI store, ever gone camping out in the Northwest. Probably one of the last things is that this coach is completely multiplexed. When we were coming up with the design, we thought there was a really good idea to make a central panel in this van where you control everything. So whether it's your HVAC, your lights, your awning, anything on this vehicle is controlled from a single panel, which is also compatible with your cell phone. So you can take the app and you can control everything in the vehicle from your cell phone from out into the campground, or maybe even just down the beach a little bit further. You want to make sure that you turn all your lights on or turn your lights off before you come back to the vehicle. So I think the Tellaro is going to be quite a good seller for us so far here at the show. It's been very popular, and we look forward to getting some retail feedback once it gets out in the field.
wow, am I glad I used Aqua Cam. Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
Aqua Cam, the most powerful odor control available and the #1 seller for over 50 years.
Hi, I'm Mark Polk with RV Education 101. When temperatures drop, we winterize our RV so we won't have problems next spring, but winterizing your RV is only part of preparing the RV for winter storage. Lots of folks don't think about it, but proper RV storage procedures are just as important as winterizing the RV's plumbing system. Here are my top 5 RV storage tips. These RV storage tips do not cover everything you need to be concerned about when storing your RV, but it's a good start. RV storage tip number 1. When preparing the unit for storage, I always wash the exterior and clean the interior thoroughly. Make sure all awning fabric is clean and dry before stowing the awnings. This is a good time to inspect all roof seams, body seams, and window sealant for any cracks or openings that would let water penetrate the surface. Water can get in the smallest openings, so it's important that you really inspect all of the sealants. Consult your RV owner's manual or RV dealer for sealants compatible with any surfaces you are resealing. RV storage tip number 2. The best storage scenario is to store your RV indoors or under a covered area, but that's not always possible. If the RV is stored outside, avoid parking it under trees or in areas where grass and weeds will grow. The sun and other elements can damage your RV. The best investment you can make for an RV stored outside is a quality RV cover. The cover should be made of a breathable material to help promote air circulation and to prevent mold and mildew. RV storage tip number 3. Inflate the tires to the manufacturer's recommended pressure. Place some type of blocking between the tires and the ground. Make sure the blocking is larger than the actual footprint of the tire to prevent damage to the tires. Cover the tires to protect them from the sun and harmful UV rays. RV storage tip number 4. Inspect the underside of the unit thoroughly. Look for anywhere mice or other rodents can get inside and seal these areas using silicone or a spray foam product. You can use mouse and ant traps in and around the unit or use a product like Sniff and Stop to prevent mice from nesting inside the RV. Remove all consumables that would attract mice and other rodents, and remove all perishables and anything that can freeze. Defrost the freezer compartment and clean the refrigerator. Place some baking soda inside to absorb odors and leave the refrigerator doors propped open. RV storage tip number 5. Make sure the batteries are prepared for winter storage. Batteries self-discharge when in storage. A discharged or partially charged battery will freeze much faster than a fully charged battery. Check the battery state of charge every month and charge batteries that are at or below 12.5 volts for 12-volt batteries or 6.25 volts for 6-volt batteries. Check the electrolyte level in lead-acid batteries and add distilled water as required. You can plug the RV in once a month for about 8 hours to keep the coach batteries topped off, or use a product like Battery Minder to keep batteries topped off. In addition to these RV storage tips, if it's a motorized RV, I recommend you fill the fuel tank prior to storage and add a fuel stabilizer. Run the engine and the generator long enough to get the stabilizer through the entire fuel system. It's also a good idea to change the oil and oil filter on the engine and generator prior to storage. Acids accumulate in used oil and can corrode engine bearings. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that these tips don't cover everything about storing your RV, but if you winterize your RV and follow these simple storage tips, your RV will be ready for the upcoming camping season next spring. Happy camping.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show, and for more information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos, stories, and RV news, visit our website at rollinontv.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. As usual, this has been another fun production.